Hello, and welcome to the Battle Factory portion of the MSSN tutorials. Here, I will teach you how exactly the Battle Factory works, and how to get started in such a program. So, to start off, if you have ever heard of automatic recommendation, it is where you have no listed parties in your Open Great League team setup in the battle tray of the Pokemon Go menu. And once you have set this, and you find another person to battle against in the Battle Factory, the first floor will be that you both reveal your teams of 3. So in this example, I had Hitmonchan, Ninetales, Cantonian, and Swampert, and my opponent had Clefable, Zapdos, and Kangaskhan. So once you both have confirmed your teams, you should leave everything as it is. Just make sure you take like a screenshot or something and then post it into the respective floor that you both are in. And once that is done, you may begin the battle, and I will show you a small tutorial on how that went. So here I'm fighting my good buddy Zeklogon 2K, and this was the team that I had. I will also be demonstrating my shoutcasting potential, I guess. This video is sped up by 2 times as to not completely bore you. But here I leaded Hitmonchan into Clefable, obviously a bad lead, so I instantly swapped into Ninetales, but they have Zen Headbutt. As you can clearly see, automatic recommendation isn't exactly the best at choosing Pokemon. Well, in terms of like meta and stuff. You can have Pokemon from the cap of level 1,500, and Pokemon as low as, I believe, 1,300, and they're able to be selected at any given time. Apparently, the automatic recommendation system isn't that great in Pokemon Go, but that's what makes it just as much fun. Here we can clearly see that my buddy is not the most optimal Pokemon, but since my roster is so big for Great League options, I'm able to maybe have a little bit of a leg up, but not too much, as everything is pretty much equalized in open recommendation. Strategy is kind of thrown out the window, and it's more so about mitigation of how well your team was crafted by an automated system. But my buddy had Dazzling Gleams and Headbutt, so it took a little bit to charge up. But here we'll just finish off this battle with Swampert. A casual 2-shield game, you know, earthquaking the flying type as well. But once the battle is over, you will be given the option to select one of the Pokemon from your opponent. So let me quickly grab an example. Let me see if I still have it. Here we are. Oh god, it's so big. We're doing this live, by the way. So here in this little video, which I will now loop, because it won't loop, here is the first party that we had with Hitmonchan, Ninetales, Swampert, and my opponent's battle party. But the option now presented to you is that you can choose one of their Pokemon to swap out for your own. So in order to help bolster my defenses against the effectively Wild West of automatic recommendation, I chose to swap out my Hitmonchan for my opponent Zapdos, so I could have a kind of like anti-flyer or anti-grass core for my Swampert line. And once you have done that, that is your team heading into the next battle, or your streak for the Battle Factory. The way that it works is that on the first floor, which is battles 1 through 10, you will reveal your entire roster of Pokemon, your entire line of 3, to your opponent. That goes for every battle. After the 11th battle, you will achieve the second floor, which is you reveal only 2 Pokemon of your choosing. Preferably your lead at least. Actually, it's probably enforced. Yeah. You have to confirm what your lead is, and 1 Pokemon that is on the back line of your team. That is it for the second floor. For the third floor, you must confirm your lead Pokemon. That is the only information you will give to your opponent. For the fourth floor, you can only reveal the primary typing of your Pokemon. So let's say I have an Empoleon and that is a primary water and steel type. You can then choose to, I suppose, give your opponent that information. No, you should. You have to. Okay, you have to. You have to give your opponent that information that you are leading with a water type Pokemon. So that way there's a little bit of like mind games and strategy there. But after that floor, which are the fifth floor is 41 through 50, and the objective is to practically survive. You are given no information, and at this point, teams have gone through roughly 40 battles that they can custom pick based on other opponents' teams to make their own sort of like meta from automatic recommendation. So after 50 battles in a row, you'll be granted the Factory Brain roll here on the MSSN, and we will give your streak, your highest streak, at the end of it, if it should ever end. We will document it in the Hall of Fame, and your final team that you ended with will also be documented. That is all, I think. Yeah, that is all for the Battle Factory. I highly encourage you to do this format. It is something I've always wanted to try as a little kid. So please give it a shot, and we hope you enjoy your stay here at the MSSN. Thank you for participating.